All right, it's my hope that you had a great afternoon and a great day so far. My name is Alela. I am here to keep you posted as to what is happening in the world of news. Remember, we are taking stock of what is happening across the country, even as some people have gone out there to commemorate Saba. So lots are lined up for you, and we start off right now. That is on TV47 at 4. Normalcy prevailed across Mombasa's central business district during the Saba commemoration. That is despite minor confrontations between police and protesters over the designated procession route, as a small group of demonstrators marched peacefully along major roads within the island city. Despite the low turnout, the protesters vowed to continue commemorating the day annually until they are satisfied that democratic principles are fully upheld.
Barua yetu ilisema ni Shamir kuja hapa. Shamir. No.
All right, and Martha Karua has criticized the government's decision to barricade key roads, that is in Nairobi, ahead of the anticipated Saba demonstrations, arguing that the move undermines democratic freedoms. Speaking while opening the People's Liberation Party offices in Nyamataro, Kitutu Chache South constituency, Kisii County, Karua said every Kenyan has a constitutional right to express their views peacefully. And Karua urged citizens to engage both the government and the opposition through peaceful and lawful means, emphasizing that leadership changes should be decided at the ballot. She also called on the youth to reject political goonism and appealed to security agencies to take firm action against those behind violence and destruction of property. No protests were reported in the Kisii Central Business District.
The government should never elect blockades like they have throughout the country today. It is a shame. Let us keep peace and let us uphold our freedoms. So this opportunity to congratulate the Kisii branch and to tell them to go forth as one people with one purpose, and to ensure ya kwamba mambo ni one town. Ati mambo ni one town.
And thousands of workers heading to Nairobi Central Business District for the daily duties were left stranded as various bus terminals as access into the city remained heavily restricted. The barricading of major entry roads into the CBD became a significant obstacle for both commuters and motorists. A section of Kenyans has expressed frustration over the day's events, and while acknowledging the need for security, they urged government to ensure that measures taken to maintain law and order do not come at the expense of their livelihoods.
That tunaamka tunapata residents wetu hawezi enda town. Yet this day it wasn't unajua hata serikali yenyewe haikuita press ikainform watu hapana msitokee, hakuna kazi leo. Unaona? So we felt so bad that wanarika hawezi enda kazi hata town. Unapata kijana mwenzangu anarudi home namuuliza nini mbaya, aniambia hapana makarao wametufungia pale hivyo.
Nimepata kazi mwenye kupeleka tao. Nimepata maaskari wako hapa wote wamejaza hapo, wanasema mtu ingii. Sasa kama mimi hii kitu ndio nategemeanga. Ukienda hapa unapata maaskari wako hapo. Kama mimi mtu wa bodaboda sasa ninaenda kutafuta wapi? Alafu baadaye wanakuja kusema sisi bodaboda ndio maguns.
Zote zinaendelea, biashara zimefunguliwa, wao ndio wametufungia. So we don't know what's happening. Wao ndio wanarudisha uchumi nyuma. Unazorota because of this government, because I can imagine Murkomen aliamuka akawapigia wasifungue kazi, and that is what happened. So me, I'm going home. I've just called my bosses, nimerusha tu video kiasi, so nothing else.
The Inspector General of Police, Douglas Kanja, has been summoned to appear before the High Court for allegedly failing to comply with court orders linked to victims of police violence in Kisumu. And Justice Alfred Mabea issued the summons after finding that the National Police Service had not complied with the directives from a landmark ruling delivered in March. And now the judgment required the Inspector General, the National Police Service and the Attorney General to publish regulations on policing demonstrations and the use of force within 90 days. Justice Mabea said no compliance had been recorded, describing the failure as a blatant disobedience of court orders. The case stems from police violence that is during the 2023 anti-government protests in which 29 people were killed or injured. And POA has filed an affidavit of compliance, while the Law Society of Kenya Kisumu chapter and the International Justice Mission has insisted that victims deserve justice and lawful compensation. The court has directed IG Kanja to personally appear on July the 21st, reaffirming that no state officer is above the law.
We continue to pursue justice for the victims that are standing before us. We shall continue to pursue compliance to the letter of the judgment that was issued by the court. We are concerned that there are attempts to silence many victims of police brutality with reparations. But we want, and we have the voice of the petitioners, who want action, cogent action taken for the harm that befell them, for those that they lost as a result of police brutality.
Compensation should go hand in hand with accountability. And accountability means that there has to be justice that is done. Somebody must be answerable for what happens to the petitioners behind us. So we ask that investigations must not only be done, but seem to be done. So it is important that our organs take these issues that the judge has pointed out seriously. Thank you.
And now to a rather unfortunate piece where 6 people have been confirmed dead and 41 others injured following a tragic road crash involving a Tahamid bus, 2 trailers and several vehicles at Kapiti Konza along the Nairobi-Mombasa highway. Kalama OCPD Patrick Gaidirira said the victims were rushed to Machakos Level 5 Hospital for treatment, while the bodies of the deceased were moved to the hospital mortuary. Now, authorities have launched investigations into the cause of the deadly collision.
This morning, we have a road traffic accident that is fatal that occurred at around 1 a.m. this morning. It involves 3 vehicles, 2 trailers and a bus. The trailer was coming from Mombasa to Nairobi, and there was a bus heading to Mombasa from Nairobi, from the Hamid company. What happened when they reached at the position, or rather the location of the accident, there was overtaking by one of the lorry. So as a result, there was head-on collision between the trailer and the bus.
All right. Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki has hinted that the government is constructing at least 31 other stadia across the country, noting that it is the most extensive sports development program ever that has ever been initiated in the country. Now, the second in command was speaking while inspecting the magnificent 60,000-seated Talanta Sports Stadium to assess the progress of the project ahead of the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON. The DP lauded the Ruto administration for taking the bold move in constructing such project of an international standard, saying it is the first international stadium to be built in this country since the completion of Kasarani Stadium in 1987.
Ndio tunasema Rais Ruto ametusaidia sana, kwa sababu ni kupitia kwa serikali hii ambapo tumefufua mambo ya kujenga mambo ya spoti, mambo ya talanta za vijana, kwa sababu hii Talanta Stadium iko karibu kuisha, lakini mnajua ya kwamba bado tunarekebisha ile Kasarani, tumeirekebisha, tunaendelea kuiboresha ile Nyayo Stadium, vile tunaweka canopy, na katika taifa letu la Kenya tuko na stadium zingine 31 nje ya Nairobi ambazo zinaendelea, na ni stadium za kimataifa ambazo zitaweza kukaa watu zaidi ya 10,000 kuona mambo ya michezo. So we are doing not just Talanta Sports City, we are not only upgrading Kasarani and Nyayo Stadium, but we are also constructing 31 other stadiums across the Republic of Kenya, from Mombasa to Busia, from Wajir to Lodwar, across Kenya.
All right, and the weekly sporting action continues, and I say action because right here in studio we're about to cross over to just follow up on what is happening in the World Cup. I see the crew is already on standby to keep you posted on that, so don't you go anywhere. My name is Alela. We cross TV47 at 4 at this point, as I look forward to see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.